Good morning. Welcome again to Morning Devotions. Thank you again for our time together. And tomorrow morning, you'll be watching us live from Caesarea in Israel. We'll be right there along the shores of the Sea of Galilee. In fact, I think I'll do the first taping of the daily devotion right above the ruins where Paul spent 2 years in his political imprisonment. It's a fascinating place. Right now, I want us to come back to Mark chapter 3, beginning with verse 1. Another time he went into the synagogue, and a man with a shriveled hand was there. Some were looking for a reason to accuse Jesus, so they watched him closely to see if he would heal on the Sabbath. Jesus said to the man with the shriveled hand, "Stand up in front of everybody." He calls him forward. Then Jesus asked him, "What is lawful on the Sabbath, to do good or to do evil, to save life or to kill?" But they remained silent. He looked around at them in anger. Yeah, Jesus got angry. He looked around at them in anger, deeply distressed at their stubborn hearts, and said to the man, "Stretch out your hand." And Jesus healed them. Deeply distressed, angry, deeply distressed at their stubborn hearts. You see, they didn't mind that Jesus healed people, just not on the Sabbath. They had these little doctrines that they thought were more important than the will of God. Let me say that again one more time. They had these little doctrines that they believed that, forgive me, were wrong doctrines. They'd taken doctrines and made them into legalism. And it stopped them from seeing the beauty and the joy of the will of God. I'll never forget one day in the hospital with a family, many years ago now, up at Manila Sanitarium. And a family had asked me to come and pray for one of their relatives that had cancer. And as I came in, they had another relative there who did not believe in healing. They were one of these cessationist theologians. They were more from our Baptist dispensational theology brethren. And they didn't like the idea of anybody being prayed for healing. And so when I came in to pray, the guy got really upset with me. "Why are you going to pray for this person?" I said, "Because I want to pray for their healing." "Well, God doesn't heal today." And I said, "Well, that's what you believe, but that's not what I see in Scripture, so we're going to pray." Well, the funny thing about the whole story is that the person went home 2 days later, completely healed of cancer. Now, I don't believe that God did that because of my great faith, and I'm a great man of faith and power. I wish I could walk into every hospital and do that. I think God did that because God just likes to show people who believe in Him that He's bigger than their legalistic applications of their doctrines. Let me say that again, that He's bigger than their legalistic application of their doctrines. That man that day made Jesus angry. That man that day distressed Jesus' heart, just like these people in the synagogue. They had their legalistic interpretation of doctrine get in the way of the beauty of the will of God. My friends, Jesus is a healer. He's the same yesterday, today, and forever. I know there's a bunch of weird stuff going on out there, but never throw out the proverbial baby with the bathwater. Hold to the truth of healing. Hold to the truth of the reality of Jesus. He's a healing Jesus. He's a saving Jesus. Hold on to those truths. And don't let people convince you, well, you shouldn't pray for healing because nothing's going to happen. Well, healing's not for today. And don't let people's legalistic application of things they don't understand get in the way of the beauty of the will of God for your healing.